So, Dr. Ajit, are you there? Shall we start the program? I think I am seeing that
Yes, sir. I'm
on
here. Yeah.
Honorable Professor Saraf sir has joined here, chief guest of this session. So, let's begin this program.
Yes, sir.
So, good morning to all of you. So, as a tradition of our Indian culture, that let's start this inauguration session of this FDP on NAAC assessment process of health science universities and general universities. So, in the name of Ma Saraswati, uh, या कुंदेंदु तुषार हार धवला या शुभ्र वस्त्रावता या वीणावर दंड मंडित करा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्मच्युत शंकर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वंदिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती निःशेष जयापहा. May Goddess Saraswati bless all of us with the shower of knowledge, intelligence, and sense of discretion. With these words, I, Mahendra Singh Rathod, along with FDP convener Dr. Ajit Singh, welcomes you all from Lake City, Udaipur to this beautiful morning. So, as all of you are aware, sir, that today we are gathered on this online platform to learn about the NAAC accreditation process through the 5 days faculty development program on NAAC accreditation process of health science and general universities. This program is organized by Gitanjali Institute of Pharmacy, Gitanjali University, Udaipur, Rajasthan, with IQAC Cluster India and our industry partner, CliMed Research Solutions, Gurugram. On this auspicious occasion of inauguration function of FDP, I, on behalf of Gitanjali University, IQAC Cluster India, and CliMed Research Solutions, wholeheartedly welcome Honorable Professor Shailendra Saraf sir, the chief guest of this ceremony. Our guest of honors, Professor F.S. Mehta, Professor Piyush Pahade, distinguished principals, directors, faculty members, IQAC coordinators, and other participants, our resource persons and chairpersons of the various sessions of this FDP. Sir, we welcome you all. Before moving ahead, with the permission of Honorable Chief Guest, I would like to share a few glimpses of 2-3 minutes to showcase about the Gitanjali Institute of Pharmacy. Sir,
please go ahead, please. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. You can say it, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Is it visible? Is it visible, sir?
It is coming, sir. It is saying that I started screen sharing. I think it will come. Yes, it is. Yes, sir. It is visible. Sir, I think behind you, your program is going on. If you can tell them to,
So this was the glimpses, and I hope that everybody liked it. So I think it was moved smoothly, sir. Are you, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Perfect, sir.
So, sir, we shall proceed further in this inauguration ceremony.
Yes, sir.
As all of us know that apropos to the quality mandate of UGC in March 2020, every higher education institute has to get the accreditation with a minimum score of 2.5 by 2022 from the National Assessment and Accreditation Council, that is NAAC, and it is evident that good grade of accreditation is the reflection of maintaining high benchmarks of higher education quality standards. It has been observed that very few higher education institutes are coming forward to get this accreditation, and there are many reasons behind that. One of them is the lack of awareness about the process and significance of NAAC accreditation. I would like to bring into your notice that NAAC has significantly revised the process of assessment and accreditation that is effective from 1st of July 2017. The changes that incorporated demands an in-depth understanding of assessment parameters and key quality indicators. A lot of differences is there from the routine regulatory inspections as compared to the NAAC accreditation process. NAAC accreditation demands the benchmarks of the educational standards above the minimum stipulated requirements is laid down by various regulatory agencies. So faculty members of an higher education institute plays a pivotal role in accreditation process, and it is imperative for them to get acquainted with the process and detailed understanding of documentation requirement for the various parameters as mentioned in the NAAC manuals. So this faculty development program is aimed to make faculty members better understand the process and other requirements of complete NAAC assessment and accreditation process. Now, I would like to display the schedule of events for the today's session. So this is screen visible, Dr. Ajit, please confirm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is.
So this is the FDP program that we are organizing, and this is the first day's schedule, and that is on Tuesday. This is the inauguration flyer, and in that we are having Professor Shailendra Saraf with us, and the Professor Piyush Pade, and the representative of him would be representing him. Professor F.S. Mehta, unfortunately, his health is not allowing him to, though he had attended the program, and but he would not be able to speak due to the cold and cough and throat infection. And myself, this in the second session of this FDP today, I would be delivering a lecture on the general introduction to the NAAC accreditation process, and that session would be chaired by Professor Vipin Saini. So now it's a time, and it's my immense pleasure to introduce all of you to our chief guest, Honorable Shailendra Saraf, sir. Dr. Shailendra Saraf is a professor of pharmaceutical sciences working as Dean, Faculty of Technology at Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla University, Udaipur. He has been ex-director, University Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences of the same university, and ex-vice president, Pharmacy Council of India. Dr. Saraf is holding several academic administrative portfolios like member, Pharmacy Council of India, chairman, PG Committee of Pharmacy Council of India, Dean, Faculty of Technology at Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla University, Chhattisgarh, for 5 tenures, that is from 2002 to 13 and 2015 onwards. He was the founder principal of one of the renowned institute of Madhya Pradesh, that is B.R. Nahata College of Pharmacy, Mandsaur. He is having 27 years of experience in teaching and research, and he is actively associated with the national statutory accreditation councils and bodies like University Grant Commission, Pharmacy Council of India, National Assessment and Accreditation Council. Sir is having over 170 publications in the high reputed journals with H index of 21. Sir has guided 14 PhD candidates along with several MPharm students. He has completed several research projects funded by the Government of India and other agencies worth rupees over 2 crores. Sir is holding key positions in the various reputed professional bodies like state and national levels. Sir has represented as national delegation in the study group that is constituted by Pharmacy Council of India to visit UK and participated in the international conferences at UAE. Dr. Saraf is associated with several board of studies of the various reputed universities of India and represented as the national delegation in a study group constituted by Pharmacy Council of India. Dr. Saraf has participated in various international conferences in the countries like Singapore, Switzerland. Sir is having active association with the various agencies. Sir is a senior assessor of NAAC and has visited several universities and colleges as chairman of the peer team that is appointed by NAAC. So the profile is very long and I would be unable to read it alone. So that with the humble request, I would request Professor Shailendra Saraf to address the audience with his keynote address. Sir, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Mahan. My screen is shared, I believe.
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Okay, it is visible. So thank you very much, Dr. Mahan Singh Rathod ji,
Sir.
all other dignitaries, Mr. Ajit Singh ji, and I can see maximum academic leaders are here on board. I name a few: Dr. Salahuddin, Dr. Jayabalan, Dr. Uditi, and all other principal of this region and outside Rajasthan also. It is always a pleasure joining the people from Udaipur in any form, because Udaipur, lifetime I can remember, I started my career from Udaipur only, and I am always representing Udaipur. So please consider me as an alumni of all the institution of Udaipur, and I am representing you, Dr. Mahan Singh ji.
Sir, my pleasure, sir.
So it's my pleasure and honor to be here on this platform where all the thought leaders and academic leaders are present, and that too a very befitting topic on accreditation. So I have some different view on accreditation, and as you have said, there's for different reasons people are not coming forward for accreditation. So you have rightly mentioned here. But if we see the present status, academic system, examination, research, all the systems we are following which are supposed to be obsolete. And pandemic only given us opportunity for the introspection and be realized. And pandemic has given a beautiful example of transformation. We had a lot of mental inhibition about the accreditation. And we were not coming forward. And finally, we start playing blame game. We are shifting the responsibility. We are holding others responsible for what is happening, which is not supposed to be good. But for me, whatever happening in academics, the society held academic responsible and we teachers without giving a thought, accept it. It's absolutely wrong. Why I am saying so? Academics and teachers are the reflection of the society. There is total paradigm shift in the society during 4 decades, almost 3.5 decades of association with academics. I have seen the paradigm shift in every walk of life and in education as well. And that's all we can say the total paradigm shift in academics is ruled by change in approach, that is product to byproduct. Academic institutions are supposed are exist for knowledge and wisdom and job financial gain are the byproduct. But society is just looking towards byproducts. They are interested in the degree, they are interested in the job, and they are interested in the financial gains. So this simple aspect is sufficient because we can remember, we can recall our own time when if there is one teacher is absent, parents are bound to visit the institution and ask the question. And what is happening today? Up to some extent, parents are coming to the institutions and they are requesting the principal that I am depositing the fees, but my ward will not attend the classes. This is the society. So friends, before starting my statement, we are victim of the narrative fixed by the others. So this is time to write your own narrative and burn the spirit of pride being a teacher. If society is improving, then we will command the respect. It means we have an added responsibility while we are teaching the students. At the same time, this is our responsibility to teach society as well. So my observation or my statement in this particular presentation will be a bit different about the regulation versus accreditation. What is the difference between accreditation and regulation? A culture of compliance and culture of excellence. While regulation always talks about the minimum standards and accreditation talks about self-analysis leading to achievement your own set goals through ethical means. This is the only difference. I have given a very interesting example of a car. If a car designed by regulation, so these cars are providing all sort of facilities as per the regulation. These are not driven by the, no physical labor is involved. They are having four wheels, reasonable comfort is there, and speedy transport is always there, also there. So this is a typical example or outcome of a regulation, regulatory system for the designing a car. But if you think about a car, which is this outcome of an accredited system, this is the car which normally President of America use. Both the systems have similar things as far as regulation is concerned, but accreditation, the system of accreditation those follow, they can have the luxury of the car number 2, which is shown on this slide. So what is happening nowadays? We have seen there is a lot of reluctance as far as the adoption of ICT in academia is concerned. But during this disruption, we have seamlessly transformed from conventional method of teaching to ICT enabled teaching. It means we were waiting for some disruption to adopt some good policy. This is a lesson. We should not wait for any other disruption or havoc. And before that, we should adopt this concept of accreditation that is leading to excellence. And whenever you are thinking about the accreditation, you have to first carry out the analysis. There are different methods. SWOT analysis, SWOT analysis, ABNA analysis, white-up analysis. There are different methods. There are some methods in typical management style, 4CF methods: clarity, challenges, complexity, commitment, and feedback. Another method which is prevailing in the society, which is known as a SMART way of planning. This is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. Friends, based on this, first you have to understand why you are existing and what the purpose of your institution. I'll feel I should give an important example of self-analysis. During my visit to US, I was visiting Albany College of Pharmacy, and I used to quote this example at different platforms. This dean has given a presentation, and he said in his presentation he never mentioned anything about the research or PhD program. And out of curiosity, we asked, why you have not mentioned anything about research? With a smile, he said, we didn't have any PhD program or research program. And this institution is existing for 140 years. Then we again asked, why you are not having the research program? He said, the founders of this institution have a focus on practice. So for last 140 years, we are focusing on pharmacy practice. And if somebody wants to go for research or PhD program, there are n number of institutions available across the nation. So we are just focusing on pharmacy practice. So based on these things, there are certain methods to understand your institution. Most of the institutions are operating for more than a decade. They have some context. They have the structure. They have the process, outcomes, and impact as well. But the stakeholders are not aware, particularly teachers. Whenever they start applying for the accreditation, they just try to follow the procedure. They forget to follow the spirit of the accreditation. And what is the accreditation? We have to ensure there is no batch to batch variation in the system. And how it is possible? If each and every context of the institution is known to all the stakeholders. If you talk about the second, structures, what type of governance you have? If you are coming out of the conventional human-driven institution to a system-driven institution, first you have to understand what is the structure, what are the methods, what is the relationship, and what are the other outside agencies which are collaborating with your institution to impart the education. What are the specific processes are there? And then about the outcomes. This is the most important thing, how you are giving impact in the society. And then comes the social accountability and acceptability of your program. And if you're following all for such things, then you are, I can say, an eligible candidate for go for the accreditation. If the cycle is complete, then only you can expect that accreditation can be achieved, and it must be leading to accreditation. I'm sure there are several specific sessions which are covering all the criteria, all the concepts. But friends, AIC, this NAAC has come out with a beautiful online system, very self-explanatory manuals. Only thing you have to involve all the stakeholders so you can understand each and everything. What should be the approach? According to me, as I have earlier mentioned, culture of compliance to culture of excellence. At the same time, we have to come out of the mental inhibition. We are worried about the result. Need not to worry about the result. Even may I request all the participants to please remain unmuted. So instead of culture of compliance, we should transform from culture of excellence, and we should not worry about the result, because result may be an accident, but the culture of excellence is not an accident. It is outcome of sincere and serious efforts. If you are sincerely putting all those things, then you will achieve everything. Even for this, NAAC is coming out with a different system, and they have started pilot studies also. They are coming and adopting binary system of accreditation. What is this binary system? The institutions will have two categories, accredited or non-accredited. And if some institution wants to assess their standing within the nation, around in the world, they can have access to different ranking agencies of India and abroad. But first, they will ensure that the institution is beneficiary of system of accreditation. We are always driven by the circumstances. We are putting our 100% efforts, being a teacher, being administrator, but we seldom have opportunity to introspect ourselves. But if we are sincerely and seriously going for the process of accreditation, this will give an opportunity for the self-analysis and introspection. Though this accreditation system initiated from the US, but now it is widely accepted. And particularly in the new paradigm shift, if you are really interested to invite the foreign student to join your institution, accreditation is the only criteria where you can attract the students, because accreditation is widely accepted across the nations. Again, this accreditation gave you an opportunity to decide your own roadmap. This gives you opportunity to understand your uniqueness, distinctness. At the same time, it gives an opportunity to decide your vision. A vision should not be just a religious document, but it should be outcome of a process adopted by the institution by involving each and every internal and external stakeholder while you are coming. Then only you will be able to draft a vision statement, mission statement, and you will be able to decide your goals, short-term, very short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals. And this gives you opportunity to understand what are the local issues which are responsible to redesign your vision. While I'm talking about the vision, there is we can say a standard vision document is a document of the past. Nowadays, everybody is talking about a document which is dynamic in nature. There is a scope of periodical review and realigning your vision based on the prevailing condition in and around your institution. And friends, there are a number of softwares and very competent agencies are available across the nation, which are going to assist you, help you. But my particular advice is, before approaching those agencies, you prepare yourself the data, because those agencies can help you to present your data, but they will not help you to create the data. They can give you the help, they can help you to decide your vision. They can help you, but if you stakeholders of an institution are involved in each and every process, then those agencies will be of great value to your institution. So friends, you have to initiate, you have to involve all the stakeholders, you have to create the data, then only you should use some software or competent agencies to present in a nice manner as far as the SSR is concerned. And always focus on product, not on the on the byproducts. And as I always mention, India is a nation of festivals. We celebrate everything. So why not we start celebrating the festival of learning? Why we not start right now the festival of teaching, and followed by a festival of accreditation? And if you are really celebrating this festival, only pleasure will come. Life is always governed by two things: fear of failure and pleasure of success. So if you are celebrating the festival of accreditation, there must be pleasure and you must be happiest person, and you'll be able to ensure that you are working for some purpose, and the purpose is you are serving the purpose being on this beautiful planet, and you will make your institution better and somehow you will contribute your efforts to make this planet better to live by other generations to come. So I think other experts are all also here in this particular 2 days, the 3 days FDP. Expert lectures must be there. I will also find some time to attend those lectures. And if there is any specific query is there from any of the participants, I'll try to respond to those queries. And I will remain connected with all of you during this SDP, and wishing all of you a great journey during this FDP. And today only you will take the oath. I urge upon all of you to take an oath, start celebrating your teaching, learning, and accreditation. With all these words, I am once again wishing you all the very best for your future endeavors. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Saraf sir, for your enlightening words. And certainly this celebration is one of the way of the life that, and I'm sure that all of us are taking this oath to celebrate every occasion of the education and accreditation. So now moving ahead in the program of this inauguration session. So just as I mentioned earlier also, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor F.S. Mehta Sahab, he was eager to join this FDP, but yesterday also only that he called me in the night that they told me that he would not be available due to the throat infection, and I am sure that he is listening, and he told that I will listen this program and the other programs also. So, but however, he have given me the message, and that I would read out on behalf of Professor F.S. Mehta Sahab, our Honorable Vice Chancellor. So the message is like this. Good morning to the chief guest, Professor Shailendra Saraf ji, guest of honor, Professor Piyush, President IQAC Cluster India, Dr. M.S. Rathod and Dr. Ajit Singh, conveners of the workshop, all directors, deans, principals, faculty members, and IQAC coordinators and other participants in this FDP. It is good to learn that Gitanjali Institute of Pharmacy, which is a constituent institute of Gitanjali University, has taken an initiative to organize a 5 days FDP on this much needed topic of NAAC accreditation process of health science and general universities. This is in association with IQAC Cluster India and CliMed Research Solutions, Gurugram. As all of us are aware that NAAC accreditation is now mandatory for all the higher education institutes, and that shall raise the benchmarks of the higher education status in India. I wish to be part of this FDP, but somehow could not make it possible. I congratulate Professor Mahendra Singh Rathod for such initiative and wishing a grand success to this FDP. Best of luck, Professor F.S. Mehta. So thank you, F.S. Mehta Sahab, for sending us this message. And unfortunately,
Dr. Rathod,
sir,
please convey our good wishes for his recovery, fast recovery. All good wishes.
Sure, sir. Definitely, I will just do it, sir. And our next guest of honor was Professor Piyush Pahade, and he is actually the president of the IQAC cluster India. And I would like to brief about this IQAC cluster, that this is an online platform that helps the institutions to get NAAC accreditations, and they are having very large number of team to help out to the institutions. So today morning, unfortunately, he also called me that he was having some assignment from his universities and could not make it possible to be here at this program. He was appointed to the examiner at the 11th hour. So on this IQAC clusters, another representative is there, Professor Dr. Deepak Nanavare. He shall be representing the IQAC cluster, and on behalf of Professor Piyush Pahade. So I would request Professor Deepak Nanavare to take the mic and please address the audience on behalf of Professor Piyush Pahade and IQAC Cluster India. Professor Deepak, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. It's clear, sir.
Yes. Honorable chief guest and the man of experience, I would rather say, after listening to sir's academic sermon, I would say, the academic leader and tower of and store of knowledge, Professor Shailendra Saraf sir. Guest of honor who is not there but who has communicated his concerns and the message for the session, Professor F.S. Mehta, Vice Chancellor of the university, and the vibrant leader, actually I would say vibrant leader, Dr. M.S. Rathod sir, and his associate, Dr. Ajit Singh. All the participants, I would rather say instead of participants, because the theme prompts me to address this particular audience as the brand ambassadors of their own institutions. Because the theme or the event is dedicated to certain benchmarkings, assessments, and accreditations in the form of the manuals issued by the NAAC. Dear all, already we have had rather an opportunity to listen to the very seasoned and experienced, rather say, words from the chief guest, Saraf sir. And I was very happy with the terms that he used, that why can't we use, or why can't we do celebrate the festivals of teaching, learning, and accreditation. Directly or indirectly, he aimed at the stating the theme or the his intention as the making teaching learning a process of our day-to-day activity involving our stakeholders and rather proactive or alert to the changes that have been emerging, taking place at a global, national level as well as regional level. And this is one of the region statement stated by NAAC Bengaluru. That is, they would like to develop institutions, those who are say approaching a NAAC for assessment and accreditation, that they aim at inducting or inculcating the global competencies, national culture, ICT based, and what you call value-based educational system that NAAC aims at. And with this aim and thought, or what you call predetermined objective, if some platform or some institution takes the initiative and comes out wholeheartedly, when Rathod sir approached, had the word just 10 to 15 days before that they would that he wanted to have some or other, rather say, help in the form of the resource person from this part of India, because we are located in Pune. Personally, I'm located in Solapur, Maharashtra. But some 3 to 4 years before, we when new assessment and accreditation, that is RAF, was completely revised, and it was declared that process will be from online as well as offline. And there was sudden, rather say, in very what you call mildly, I would like to use the word, that a havoc, because suddenly from essay-based assessment process and 100% weightage to the peer team, it was suddenly changed from QL, and only 30% of the weightage was given to peer team members. Now, now we have standard operating procedures, certain benchmarks, which are some are hidden, some may be guessed or may not be. But one thing is clear, that when discussion started, we as IQAC cluster, we initiated with only one WhatsApp group. And on WhatsApp group, we started exchanging what would be the possible solution or possible response that can be expected or that would be expected by NAAC Bengaluru. To tell you very wholeheartedly, 256 capacity of one WhatsApp group prompted us to go for more and more WhatsApp group. And there were more than 13 to 14 WhatsApp groups. So what happened on every group? Discussion started going on in different direction. So on one fine day, we stopped all those WhatsApp groups, and right now we are on IQAC cluster Telegram group. And proudly, we would like to mention that on Telegram group, we have member count which has crossed 3,500 IQAC coordinators, those who have joined together to discuss, open up, agree to disagree for 24/7 on IQAC cluster Telegram group, which includes participants from more than 22 states of different states from India. There are principals, there are vice chancellors, there are many people, those who are senior people. And recently we have registered trust, IQAC trust, cluster trust, and through trust we have formalized, and I'm happy to be here as one of the trustees of IQAC cluster India. What is our motto? Our motto is cooperation, but not just cooperation, not competition. As Sarab sir rightly said, that when we come out and discuss amongst the peers, there is ignition, there is initiation, there is beginning of the thought of innovation and creativity. We have been trying to bring different institutions located in different parts of country to discuss on quality issues and celebrate the accreditation process. We provide academic and administrative audit platform. During lockdown itself, we proudly would like to mention that we have conducted more than 125 webinars exclusively dedicated for NAAC assessment and accreditation process. We have tried to circulate the thought of outcome-based learning through course program and program specific learning. It's say what are the benchmarks or what are the policies that need to be accepted. Then NBA based or NBA level process of the attainment, also how it can be worked out at the institutional level, and the institution which is located in the metro as well as institution which is located in the very what you call remote place. So we have tried to bridge the institutes in the form of cluster memorandum of understandings meant for different purposes. So wholeheartedly, I would like to just mention over here, cluster is dedicated and devoted for each and every metric related to the assessment and accreditation process. Where recently, what we have done is we have even initiated app also. If you come on app 24/7, you can ask your specified question. We have mentored institutions. We have gone through their limitations, that what can be extended, what can be channelized, and what can be the best for you to proceed with. So this is IQAC cluster, and 24/7, we are also working. We are the professors, team of 35-40 at core, those who are providing support, extending support. We have worked with RUSA Maharashtra. We have worked with HRDC centers, and we have provided faculty development programs. We have extended our supports for even the organizations, those who are providing, organizing such kinds of the events. So we professors would like to extend in the form of IQAC cluster to this platform, that let us join our hand together, and instead of making it difficult, because what has been observed, that when there is when discussion related to NAAC assessment and accreditation, then revised AQAR process, everything starts. We have been gifted with what they call basic contented facial expressions. But when such discussions start, many a times it has been observed that people become serious unnecessarily. This is highly mechanized process. One, this is highly predetermined, dedicated, and planned manner. And see, NAAC doesn't come to us. We approach to NAAC. We get verified and validated, and then we attend some kind of benchmark. And the 3 points that NAAC attempts directly or indirectly, Sarab sir mentioned, that NAAC looks for: one, quality initiatives. NAAC looks for second, quality sustenance measures. NAAC look for third aspect, which he focused upon, that is quality enhancement. Quality initiatives, quality sustenance, and quality enhancement issues will certainly lead us to celebrate the not only teaching learning process, but it would help us to celebrate even accreditation and assessment and accreditation of the process. So one of the organizers, I must thank Ratu sir to accept our to get associated with you to organize this particular event. Thank you very much. We IQAC Cluster India are always there, but at the same time, I wish you all the best for this event on behalf of the team IQAC Cluster India. And the last word from my side, that NAAC is not one person's activity. It is the team activity. It is continuous activity because it varies to the each and every act of the institution, starting from your teaching, non-teaching, administrative, academic, curricular, co-curricular, all your processes are being verified. So all of us are equally responsible for that. And let us join our hand together at institutional level. And then finally, celebration with it, whatever the best we can do for the stakeholders, and directly or indirectly to bring good name for our institution. So thank you very much for giving an opportunity for me to be here with you all. Thank you very much. Over to you, sir.
So thank you, Professor Nanavare, for sharing your thoughts about the teamwork is required for the NAAC accreditation and assessment process. So now I would like to hand over the charge of Master of Ceremony to my convener, another convener of this FDP, Dr. Ajit Singh, who is the CEO of the CliMed Research Solutions. So Dr. Ajit Singh, may I request you to please take charge for the further sessions and up to vote of thanks.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. So first of all, I can see, we have many reputed, faculties here. And before, I go to everyone and I go to the FDP, I would like to, welcome Dr. Saraf sir from my side. And I remember, when I actually met Saraf sir for a, like 1 minute in one live session we have organized with the, MMU Maulana. So last time in August 2021, I was in a tragic situation and, I could not get proper time to welcome sir. So sir, you're most welcome to our event, our FDP. Thank you very much for joining, and thank you very much for blessing us with your words, with your experience on NAAC accreditation, and your experience, whatever you are having with the colleges, at PCI, and at different positions what you are holding. So thank you very much for joining us, sir. And then I'll come to the other people. I can see here Dr. Professor Salahuddin sir is here, Professor Avarnani sir is here, many people are here, Dr. Rajesh Achija is here, and I would like to actually call upon a few people here who are expert and who are handling such eminent institutes, and who are handling these processes, accreditations, who are expert of that. So before going to vote of thanks, I would like to call upon a few people. So if I'm audible, Professor Salahuddin.
Salahuddin sir, are you there on the platform?
He was here. Okay, no worries. We'll call him later. So we have Professor Avarineni Ravi Kumar sir. Hello, sir. If I'm audible. Okay. So
we can call Dr. Jayanti from Bhopal.
Yes, I think Professor Jayanti is here. Yes. I'm looking at the names, sir. I'm looking at the names. Many people, all our guests have joined.
Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Sir, one second. Okay. We have Dr. Challa Srinivas Reddy sir with us. Okay. I can see these names here, and okay. So sir will be joining. Sir, I just messaged. Salahuddin sir will be joining in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
By the time, I would like to immensely.
Dr. BM College of Pharmacy principal is also there. I think I can see his name. If somebody is there, principal from BM College of Pharmaceutical Sciences.
From Vagdevi College of Pharmacy, Vagdevi Pharmacy College.
Dr. Vimukha Sharma, if she is there, then please speak for a while. So I think that's not an issue.
We have Dr. Jayanti, I think, Vimukha, yeah.
Sir, is it
Sir,
so?
good morning.
Dr. Sheikh M. Norunda.
Sir.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, Dr.
Sir.
You are wondering for. Yeah. Good morning, all of you.
Yeah, Jaivalan sir, please.
Jaivalan sir, namaste.
Namaste, sir, namaste.
Yeah, your situation is very. So we'll wait for our friend Salahuddin, Dr. Salahuddin. Till then, it's a very good initiative, and I appreciate CliMed and Gitanjali University. Today, you are inaugurating this FDP on NAAC accreditation. Yeah, it is very well explained by Professor Rao sir. He was rightly saying that the difference between approval and accreditation. Yes, we should have to look into accreditation. Even the institutions right now, we have to start it so that we can set our goals and we can move on to quality in our education process and quality in our products. So with looking into the outcomes of the education, we have to go for this accreditation process. All the institutions need to have the assessment, their self-assessment, as well as accreditation by the authorities. So that can give good quality education in the country. We can get good quality and skilled pharmacists who can compete the global requirements. So with this, I congratulate, and by this time, I think our friend Dr. Salahuddin will be ready, would have been prepared. Thank you for calling me.
No problem, sir. Thank you very much.
Sir, I am able to see my esteemed teacher, and he was my mentor also there. Professor S.S. Pancholi sir is I am able to see, sir. Sir, namaskar, sir. आपका स्वागत है, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. And Dr. Pancholi is one of the chairperson of the session in this FDP. So, sir, we would like to request you to please speak a few words about this FDP and motivate the participants. Sir is, I would like to introduce sir. Sir is the Dean of the Ganpat University, Mehsana, and he is the Dean of the Faculty of Pharmacy there. And a very renowned experience he is having of the India and abroad. And sir is actively involved in the various accreditation processes also in the previous organization. I'm fortunate that I had worked with sir for a few time at B.R. Nahata College of Pharmacy, and certainly he has taught me at Lachu Memorial College of Science and Technology, Jodhpur. So sir, a few words from you, sir. Over to you, sir. Pancholi sir.
Namaskar, Mahendraji. It is very nice to hear from you and see on the dais. It is really a privilege for me to be a part of your program. And as Dr. Schadenstraff has rightly pointed out, accreditation, actually, I would say we are too late to go for these kind of activities. If I tell you, all my previous organizations like Lachu College, Jodhpur, or B.R. Nahata College, as you mentioned, and this college, we got accredited for NBA in 2003. It was the first institute in Gujarat to got B.Pharm accreditation. And like that, Lachu also got accredited for its courses. Accreditation actually is a kind of commitment to ourselves that we will follow quality procedures. Industry has taken up this kind of certification processes earlier in the form of ISO and all, whereby a third party audits our processes, and based on that audit, they issue a third party certificate which gives confidence to our customers. Now the education and in general that overall academic scenario throughout the world is such that the takers of education, our students, they want to have a standard parameter for comparison between the institutes, and NAAC and similar kind of NCAA worldwide accreditation systems, they offer that uniform scale. And as Dr. Shah pointed out, that it is a binary kind of system, either you are accredited or not accredited, and it goes accordingly that you are a quality institute or not a quality institute in that sense, from students' point of view. So I welcome the initiative taken by Gitanjali Institute, and I congratulate Dr. Mahendra and the collaborators that they have taken up this initiative. We feel it is high time every institute should get indulged into accreditation process, and those who are already accredited, they have that responsibility to make others aware what are the kind of intricacies involved in the accreditation process. It is overall for the overall benefit of academics that the students who of the next generation, they get benefited out of it. So thank you very much, Mahendraji, for calling me.
Sir, thank you.
Really nice.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I think Salahuddin
Thank you,
sir has
sir.
joined.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Very good
Dr.
afternoon, sir.
Salahuddin have joined. Hello, Dr. Salahuddin.
Sir, good
Uh,
afternoon, sir.
Dr. Mahendra Singh and Dr. Panchali sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Yeah.
Dr. Ajit, first of all, let me congratulate to you and also to Dr. Mahendra Singh Rathore for the initiative that you people have taken. That's the futuristic plans and the need to bring up all on one stage and the stakeholders. It's a big challenging task, and you people have taken it, and I must appreciate and congratulate both of you, because when we are going with the national education policy, as you have said, it is much needed. It is much needed to be noted that any institution, if they wanted to survive, they need to definitely plan to upgrade themselves and get accredited. And then the best thing is that follow the mentors. And now, as the CliMed as well as the GIP has come forward to take this initiative to guide all the institutions, and I must appreciate them for all the efforts being taken, and proud to be associated with CliMed, and also with all the leaders who has joined. And I do always feel, pleasure as well as confident whenever we carry out any activity with CliMed. And Ajit Singh ji, you have been always a great motivator for all the institutional heads, and we always feel proud. I'm sure all those IQAC coordinators, the leaders who have
Yes,
joined,
sir.
I'm sure that you will definitely, after this workshop, you will definitely get good credit score to get through this NAAC accreditation process, and the guidance that you will be getting it, we will be getting it all through these sessions of the next 5 days, whatever been conducted. I'm sure it is going to help to all the institutions. This is one of the initiative being taken. I'm sure that this will have a big impact to make everyone realize the survival of the fittest. If you want to survive, you want to grow, you have to come to the expectations that is being required. I'm sure the next generation, which is being part of this workshop, they all are going to play a great role. Once again, especially the organizers, particularly the CliMed Research as well as the Gitanjali Institute of Pharmacy, under the dynamic leadership of Mahendra Singh Rathore ji and also Kalpesh Gaur ji. I'm sure great things are going to happen. Great activities are going to happen, and I'm sure next activity, hopefully, Alamin will conduct. Do tune with the climate research. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your, motivating words and supporting, the spirit always. I always, I'm a big fan of Professor Salahuddin. He always motivates us and he always, supports us in all the ways.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much, sir, for joining and on a short notice, very short notice. I just invited Professor Salahuddin, today morning, and he was like always, ready for Ajit Singh. He was like always ready to you. So thank you very much, sir, for joining and all the motivating words.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Great.
Thank you. And
Sir, very good afternoon, sir.
hi, sir. Hi, I can see Dr. Challa Srinivas Reddy, sir, here. Hi, Reddy, sir. How are you?
Fine, sir. I could not make at the time when you called me, and
Yes,
it
sir.
was a very good initiative, sir. And regarding our college, it is 25 years old college, and we are really
Yes, sir.
interested to go to NAAC accreditation this time. Hopefully, this FDP will be helpful for us.
Definitely,
And
sir.
like Salahuddin sir said, it is survival of the fittest, the Darwin's theory. Really, this is the time.
Yes, sir. No,
We shall
definitely.
we shall try our best, sir, to
Yes, sir.
give the inputs, and that would be useful for all the institutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
We have
sir,
planned this FDP in a way that you will get the maximum benefits and maximum information, sir, from our side. And in the future also, any kind of help which is required, we are here to help you, sir.
Sure, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So yes, thank you. I think Professor Rajesh Asija was speaking. Hello, sir.
Asija, sir. Yes,
Hello,
sir.
Professor Asija.
Hello, Asija, sir. Can you speak for a while about this?
Yeah, his mic is, I think,
I
not.
think
Yeah, has some
Probably he might
problem.
be traveling.
yeah,
Okay.
that might be
So no
possible. That's
problem. So I would, if
So,
our
sir,
sir and yes, Mahendra sir, please go ahead.
I think that in the meanwhile we will discuss with the participants also. So I think we should move ahead. Dr. Ajit, what you say?
Yeah, definitely we can. I think we can. End up the inauguration, sir. If you say we can go for the vote of thanks, and then uh, everyone we have the discussion session, a special discussion session at the end of first day as well, at the end of second day, at the end of third day. So whatever questions and whatever direct interactions you want to have with our uh, you know uh, speakers or resource persons or our panelists, you can directly interact with them, you can ask your questions, you can clarify your queries, and even if you don't understand something in the
Dr. Ajit, I think your hello, Dr. Ajit, your internet I think is disrupted.
one second, I'll just
Yeah, sir. Now it's visible. Ajit, sir. Yeah,
audible and visible.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
It's
Yes,
audible
sir.
and visible, sir.
Just one second. Great, sir. Great, sir. So I would come to the vote of thanks definitely now. And before that, I would proudly, would like to announce that we have around 196 participants from 72 colleges today in this FTP. So it is a big deal for, and it is like we can understand that it is a need of our, and everyone wants to, learn and how important it is. So 72 colleges and 196 participants. So I welcome you all, first of all, because this is something you are going to learn and you wants to join, and your enthusiasm to learn and follow these NAAC aspects and to get the information about that and to follow that. That is very important. And as our chief guest, Dr. Saraf sir, has mentioned, in a great way, that how it is important to the colleges and how we should go for the process, right? So uh, now I'll come to the inauguration part. Yes, it was a very, very splendid inauguration. Definitely, us, CliMed Research Solutions and GIP are collaborated for almost 1 year, and we are, trying to give our best to the society, to trying to give our best to the pharmacy, professionals, and to the pharmacy colleges, our fellow universities, and our profession. So we are conducting multiple things. Our one of the course had just started, the master certificate course in diabetic pharmacotherapy, and I am again proud to say that we got 1700 plus participants for that course, and this is the second thing in the year of 2022 where we have come up with the NAAC accreditation process of healthcare sciences and general universities, FDP. So I would like to thank our own Professor Shailen Saraf sir. He is the Dean and Faculty of Technology Director for University of Institute of Pharmacy at Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla University, Raipur, and he is the former Vice President of Pharmacy Council of India. So thank you very much, sir, for joining us for this inauguration session, and for the blessing us by your words and by your experiences. I would like to thank our guest of honors. Both of us had some issues. I would like to thank Professor F.S. Mehta sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Gitanjali University, Udaipur, and Mr. Piyush M. Pahade sir. He is the president at IQAC Cluster India. They had some work, but I also wish the speedy recovery for Professor Mehta sir. And of course, Piyush sir has been, getting busy somewhere else in some other work. So Professor Deepak Nanaware, thank you very much for, speaking on behalf of Mr. Piyush. Thank you very much, Professor Deepak, for giving us the glance on, giving. Sorry, how IQAC is working towards the, NAAC accreditations, and how you are helping us, helping the institutions. Definitely, it will be, a great help. And you are doing a wonderful job, and you are a group of, the experienced professors who are working in the field of, NAAC accreditations and who are helping institutions. So with that, I would like to, come to our, speakers and panelists. We have very eminent speakers and panelists, and you will be seeing our, resource persons and eminent guests like Professor Harish K. Verma sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, MM Dim to University Maulana Ambala. He will be joining our, valedictory function. We have with us Professor BP Nagori. He is Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor at IMS University, Jaipur, Rajasthan. He will be joining in our, valedictory function. We have Mr. Mayur Rawal sir. He is the registrar at Gitanjali University. He will be joining, and our list is long. We have more than 21. Professor Rajesh Asija, Principal of Maharishi Arvind Institute of Pharmacy, Jaipur. And we have Professor Vipin Saini. You will see Professor Saini in our next session as panelist. He is the Director of R&D at MMU Bullana. We have Professor Jay Balan sir. You have just heard of him. You have listened to him. He is the ex-dean and Faculty of Pharmacy, Rajasthan University of Health Sciences, Jaipur, and he is the principal of, current principal of Alwar Pharmacy College, Alwar. We have Professor Dinesh K. Mishra, Principal Indore, Institute of Pharmacy, Indore. We have Professor Sridhar Pai sir. He is, my former teacher as well at MCOPS, and he's the former HOD Pharmacology at MCOPS Manipal College of Pharmaceutical Science. We have Dr. Dharmendra Ahuja. He's the Dean, Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences at Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Dr. Chetan Singh Chauhan, Professor at PN University, PN Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Udaipur. We have Professor Amit Jain, Dean, Faculty of Pharmacy and IQAC Coordinator at Mandsaur University, Mandsaur. We have just listened to Professor S.S. Pancholi. He is the Dean at Faculty of Pharmacy, Ganpati University, Mehsana, Gujarat. We have Dr. Rupesh Shukla, HOD at SC MKVS Indore. He is the member board of studies at Devi Ahilya Visvadhyalaya, Indore. We have Dr. Hemant Chandak. He is the professor at GS Science, Art and Commerce College, Khamgaon. And we have Professor Santosh S. Bhujwal. He is the head of pharmacy, head of pharmacognosy and head of PharmD at D.Y. Patil Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Research, Pune. And we have Dr. Nanavare, Dr. Deepak Nanavare, who is also the representing authority now for our IQAC, our one of the partner IQAC. So I would like to thank everyone for joining us and for joining in our upcoming days. And thank you all the audiences from different colleges. I can see 155 people are here and few people are joining in the YouTube as well, live YouTube link. So I'm very happy to see all to participate in such activities. Thank you very much. And now I think we should go to the next session. What do you say, Mahendra sir? Yeah, mic is up. Okay, thank you very much. So our first session of the FDP, is now going to begin, and the session is on general introduction to NAAC accreditation process. And our resource person is Professor Mahendra Singh Rathod, and session chair is Professor Vipin Saini. So before going to, before starting the session, I would like to introduce both of our resource person and session chair. So I would like to introduce Dr. Mahendra Singh Rathod. So Professor Mahendra Singh Rathod is now working as a principal at Gitanjali Institute of Pharmacy, Gitanjali University, Udaipur, Rajasthan. He is a graduate in pharmacy from University of Rajasthan and completed pharmacy post-graduation from DIPSR, formerly College of Pharmacy, University of Delhi. He has finished his PhD in pharmacy from Rajiv Gandhi Pradyogiki Vishwavidyalaya, Bhopal, and received funding from DST, Government of India, for representing research work at AAPS workshop at Baltimore, USA. Dr. Rathod is a dynamic, visionary professional, having more than 16 years of work experience in academia and pharmaceutical industry. He worked at various responsible positions like director of IQAC in a big university setup, MMU Ambala, served as coordinator for NBA accreditation filling at MMC College of Pharmacy, and he was the head for accreditation part, and he got the accreditation granted for 3 years there. He handled NAAC assessment at MMU Multana, Ambala. He organized actually more than 20 major events at international, national, regional, and local levels. That includes training programs, conferences, seminars, workshops at various levels as convener, co-convener, coordinator, and organizing secretary and director. He completed several industry and government research projects. One project entitled Academia Industry Interaction Project, sponsored by NST MIS Division of Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, was a national survey conducted in 3 years, data of 345 academic and 198 industry organizations with over 900 researchers. It was submitted to Government of India. He has worked in different sections. Dr. Rathod guided more than 45 postgraduates and is a registered supervisor in university for doctoral studies, for the doctoral research as well. So I welcome Dr. Rathod to the next session, and he's going to deliver this. And now I'll come to Dr. Vipin, Professor Vipin Saini, sir. So Professor Vipin Saini is Professor Vipin Saini is now the director RAM at MMU Multana Ambala, which is the NAAC grade A++ university from 1st November 2021. He also has worked as dean and principal at School of Pharmacy, Chandigarh Ambala Highway, Sadhopur Ambala. He has been served as ex-director research at Maharshi Markandeswar Trust and is industrial research by Department of Scientific and Industrial Research, Government of India. He has been the chairperson, Board of Studies, Faculties of Pharmacy, MMU Ambala. He has worked as ex-vice chancellor at MMU Solan HP, and he has been the coordinator for pharmacovigilance program of India, PVPI, and hemovigilance program of India and material program of India. He has been coordinator for several programs, and he has served as ex-dean faculty of pharmaceutical sciences and ex-principal and ex-dean at pharmaceutical sciences as well. So, and before that, he has been worked as principal and professor in MJRP, College of Healthcare and Allied Sciences. So he has a long list of achievements and long list of his working profiles. Okay, and he has been actually worked in the industry as well, and CEO of MSME Incubation Facility Center, and ex-chairman. He has worked at Mahasi Markandeeshwar University, and he's the member of Animal Ethical Committee and Board of Studies at different universities, at various universities. So sir has published 18 books or book chapters, and he has published more than 250 papers in international and national journals. He has awarded or filed more than 27 he has awarded with more than 27 patents in India. So that's a great achievement, sir. And he has guided the more than 100 of M.Pharm and MDS dissertations and 28 PhD candidates. So thank you very much, sir, for joining us here for this FDP and putting your views on the FDP as a panelist. You're welcome, sir. And now I will hand over the session to Professor Mahendra Singh Rathore, sir, who is going to deliver the session. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Best
Dr.
wishes.
Ajit, for
you, sir.
the nice introduction. And I also, on behalf of the organizers, I welcome Professor Vipin Sani, sir. He was my colleague there at the previous organization and a very renowned personality. So I would like to begin the session. Just a moment. I will open this presentation. Oh. So this now the screen is visible, sir. Are you, sir? Kindly confirm. Hello, are you, sir? Is my
Yes, it is visible. It is visible, Rath.
Visible, sir.
okay, sir? Okay.
Make it into screen mode, slide mode.
So this is visible, and now I should proceed with this
Yes, sir.
presentation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible.
So now it's a good afternoon to all the participants of this FDP and the chairperson, Honorable Professor Vipin Sani, sir, and along with all the guests, chairpersons, and resource persons who are witnessing this first session of this FDP. So this FDP is being organized with the aim to make awareness and to give the general introduction about this NAAC process and in-depth details about the various key indicators of the several criteria. So this first session is on the general introduction on the NAAC accreditation process, and I would just like to brief you out in a presentation that would take another half an hour or 40 minutes. So this is on the general process. So let's understand in the beginning that what is the NAAC accreditation.
Can you make the full screen?
It's not the full screen right now, sir?
No, sir.
Just a moment, sir. Now it is? Just a moment.
Your screen is not there.
Sir, just a moment. Now it's full screen, sir?
Yes, now it is.
Okay, sir. So let's proceed with the further this one. So what is NAAC accreditation? And all of us are aware that the NAAC is an autonomous body that is established by the UGC in year 1994. And NAAC's main duty is to assess and accredit all the higher education institutes across the country. And this, as Dr. Saraf also has told, that the NAAC has adopted a unique review process with the combinations of the quality evaluations, promotions, and sustenance initiatives to offer the grades to the institutes, which will be the benchmarks. So NAAC accreditation is has been made obligatory for the all higher education institutes, as I mentioned in my welcome address there. So by 2022, all the institutes, higher education institutes, who are offering the various programs in any segment are required to get the NAAC accreditation by minimum of 2.5 scores. And this would be the thing that would be coming in future. So first question comes in our mind that why one should go for the NAAC accreditation. So this is one thing that NAAC has made mandatory. It is by 2.5 score is to be obtained by 2022. And according to the UGC, the mandatory assessment and accreditation of the higher education regulation 2012, this particular thing was mentioned there. And of course, all of us are knowing that the good grades of accreditation is a benchmark of the high education standards of an educational institute. So now, what are the benefits of getting the accreditation? The first thing is that to the institute, that it spike up the brand value, and certainly this spiking up the brand value would fetch the good students and other things. So there are better chances for availing the funds. Allocation of the projects to the professors would be easy if the NAAC accreditation is there. Then it is offering a positive impact on the institution with its better admission, superior faculty hiring, and bringing more lucrative placements by the employer for the outgoing students. So it betters its area of planning and resource allocation. The institute would be able to understand that where we are lacking and where we have to focus more. So, and this NAAC accreditation process offers the better direction and the quality identity to the institute. The institutes would be able to initiate the innovative and modern methods of pedagogy, as it is because these are the things that are required in the various parameters of the NAAC. Now, how is it moving next? I think so.
So normally click on the slide once and then press the next button. It will.
Okay.
Yeah. Now.
Okay. Now it's thank you, Dr. Ajit. This is a small thing, and let me share you that there are very small things where the people usually stuck. But this small help can help you a lot. Then this is from this example I would like to quote here. So this is a very evident thing that you will facing while you will preparing for the NAAC.
In this technological era, we have to go through many changes.
So this NAAC accreditation is having the benefit to the students also, so that this would be giving an edge over to the other university students to whom they will be competing in while after coming up after doing their graduation or post graduation. So this gives an instant recognition to the alumni that they have passed out from a credible and accredited institute. So this NAAC accreditation expands the placement opportunity with the international companies and industries that are showing high preference during their placements that the institute is accredited. So let's take the campus placement initiative there. This NAAC accreditation is a definite indicator for the better academics and exposure with the different peers, labs, workshops, opportunities, projects, etc. It accelerates the exchange programs with the tie-ups from the other reputed universities of the country and abroad. So this is one of the thing that majority of the institutes are missing, that is the faculty exchange and student exchange programs among the universities to share the expertise and facilities of mutually. So this accreditation would be helping out in that particular process. Then it is giving the further opportunities to the higher studies alone. Now, we all know that previously, before 2017 July, the NAAC accreditation process was completely different. And in that process, but particularly there were certain questions, and those questions need to be answered in a textual manner by the higher education institute, and they used to submit the SSR. Then the peer team appointed from the NAAC visited there, and then this was the sole assessment criteria of the peer team who is visiting the higher education institutes, and they decide, they give their reports and decides the grade of the university or institute. From July 2017. Hello. Ajit sir, can you mute other person?
Who is that? 1 second. I'm just.
Okay, no, I'm continuing, sir. So this from July 1st, 2017, this particular process is being known as the Revised Assessment and Accreditation Framework, that is RAF. This term you would be encountering many times during your NAAC manual going through. And there are a lot of the new things the NAAC has introduced. The first important thing, they have made it completely ICT enabled. That means there would be no exchange of any single paper with the NAAC and the institute regarding this accreditation and assessment process. So all the things would be online and through the dashboard of the higher education institute. The higher education institutes would get registered over the NAAC portal, and then the rest of the things would be done there itself. So they have introduced one particular criteria, that was the pre-qualifier for the peer team visit as the 25% of the system generated score. What does this mean? Actually, during the SSR filling, I will brief you out about the complete process, and this is one of the process where we have to give the Excel sheets. And in that Excel sheets, we have to fill the data of our university or institute, and then we have to submit in the form of SSR to the NAAC. And then there is a team from the NAAC that are the independent third party. They will validate, evaluate, and then they will count out the 25% of the score. If any quantitative matrices, any institute is getting below 25%, then the peer team visit would not be scheduled. So the institute have to again go to the cycle and entering into the NAAC accredited cycle. Then they have introduced the system generated scores with the combination of the online and offline evaluation, online and peer judgment. That means this is 70% of the SSR shall be evaluated before the peer team visit to the institute. And the 30% would be determined or would be graded by the peer team who is visiting to the institute. So the ratio you see that the 70% evaluation has already been done, and the rest of 30% would be done by the peer team, which is usually comprised of, for the institutes, it's a 3-member committee, and then for the universities, usually it is depending upon the number of programs they are offering, that it may be leading to 5 or 7 or more than that even. If the big university is there, larger departments are there. So 30% on average in all types of manuals. NAAC is offering the different type of institutes and the different type of manuals. There are different type of manuals for the affiliated UG colleges. There are different type of manual for the autonomous colleges, affiliated PG colleges, for the general universities, for the health science universities. So of course to the open university, dual mode universities, and the Sanskrit universities or Sanskrit institutions. So NAAC has made a vast exercise in tailoring their criteria according to the area and domain of the different institutes. So they have done this thing in that. Then introducing the element of the third party validation of data. that a DVV validation. So listen, see, in this case, what is the meaning of this DVV? This is a third independent party that is carefully chosen. They are partners with the NAAC, and they are carefully chosen by the predetermined and scheduled criteria and the process, and they are having very good reputation behind that. So in that case, NAAC would not see any document in this DVV or Excel sheets there. So they will hand over the complete things to the third party, and this third party would give their report, and the NAAC, based on their report, would be calculating the whole. The assessment is not done by NAAC. The NAAC has delegated this exercise to the other third party validation. Then it is providing the appropriate differences in the metrics, weightages, and benchmarks to the universities and affiliated or constituent institutes. So initially there were the common matrices were there for all the type of institutes, but gradually NAAC realized over the period of time that suppose affiliated institute is there, and there is a marks of the syllabus revision. So the affiliated institutes are not having any authority to revise the syllabus. So that in that case, the NAAC has reduced the marks, or they have removed this particular matrix and introduced another matrix for the institution. But for the universities, for the autonomous institutes, and for the health science universities, this particular matrix, the syllabus revision, is an important criteria. In the past 5 years, how many times the syllabus of the various programs of the institute has been revised? So likewise, based on this different weightages, the benchmarks have been changed. Then this RAF is involved in the revising the several matrices to bring in enhanced participation of the students and alumni in the assessment process. So alumni of the institute are giving the feedback, and they are an important part of this NAAC assessment and accreditation process. Then the third one thing that is important thing, that is known as the student satisfaction survey. What this student satisfaction survey actually is? So this is carrying usually 30 marks in the if we talk about the universities, health science, and the general university. So in that NAAC, what the NAAC will do, this would be one of the criteria of this process. The first process is SSR submission, the second process is peer team visit, and the third criteria element is the student satisfaction survey. So during this process, we will provide them, the institute will provide them the Excel sheet mentioning the name of the students who are on board right now. And then NAAC will send them independently an email and asking them on a 21 questions questionnaire. So this questionnaire would be answered by the students, and based on that, the score would be calculated and generated. And it is a very statistically sound questionnaire that usually whatever the grade the institute gets in this student satisfaction survey, it is reflecting somewhere around this in the final grading. So this is because the students are given the very much importance, and then this satisfaction survey gives the reflection of the various parameters of the higher education institute that is offering to the students. Then as it has been mentioned by the Saraf sir also, and in the one of the Professor Deepak, that NAAC continues with the focus on quality culture in terms of quality initiatives, sustenance, and enhancement. So the institutes which are going to the first time for the NAAC accreditation, so the high grade of quality is not solicited by the NAAC. So they are looking first time that whether the quality initiative has been appropriately mentioned there or appropriately implemented, and then measure for the quality sustenance are there. And in the later subsequent cycles, they will look into the sustenance and enhancements type of. So once this quality initiative is there, then how long it survived? Was it for the NAAC accreditation itself, or it was made to improve the quality itself? So that this should be the NAAC is not saying that for the sake of accreditation we have to get you have to do this such type of practices. This should be inculcated as a habit, because quality culture is the habit particularly. It's not a 1 or 2 day exercise. It's a continuous process. So NAAC was looking into from this perspective to the various activities of the higher education institute. The NAAC assessment and accreditation process involves the participation from management, faculty members, administrative staff, students, parents, employers, and community and alumni. So in the NAAC, now come to the how NAAC assesses the higher education institutes. So you can see that things are given in the manual also. So there, I will not take much time here. That there are 7 criteria, and the major criteria, and that are divided into the key indicators, and then key indicators are divided into subsequent matrices. So based on these matrices, the institute provides the information, and then NAAC by the third party and peer team assess, and then the grading is being done. So the criteria 1 is the curricular aspects. It is dealing with the syllabus revision, the syllabus flexibility is being provided. Then the add-on programs that have been added, validated programs, likewise, these are the certain things. Then the teaching, learning, and evaluation process is given the weightage. Then research, innovation, and extension. Then the 4th criteria is the infrastructure and learning resources. The 5th one is the student support and progression. The 6th one is the governance, leadership, and management. And the 7th one is the institution values and best practices. So these are the 7 criteria based on which the NAAC would assess. Now, as this FDP is focused on this general and health science university, and so there are certain differences in the matrices. That there are total of 125 matrices or 125 questions, rather you say, in the NAAC manual for the health science universities, while these are 115 for the general universities. So there are 2 types of matrices. One is qualitative matrix, and the second one is a quantitative matrix. Now, what is the meaning of the qualitative and quantitative matrix? The qualitative matrix means the question that has been asked by the NAAC, and the higher education institute is supposed to give a description within 500 words, along with certain documents or supporting documents which needed to be uploaded while uploading the information to the NAAC portal. Then the next thing comes is a quantitative matrix. The NAAC quantitatively evaluate on certain questions. The number is more, that is 81. That, as I previously briefed, that 70% of this assessment would be based on the quantitative matrix. Now, what is the quantitative matrices are there? So there are certain questions, and in which the student, the institute need to supply the information in the prescribed Excel formats, and the Excel sheets would be submitted for the each quantitative matrix, and along with the certain documents as these are mentioned in the standard operating procedure, and then it comes to the total matrices of the NAAC. Now, I would like to take, as I have seen that there are the participants from the affiliated colleges or institutes also. So, but first let me make it clear that the basic criteria are same for the NAAC assessment and accreditation processes, the 7 criteria and the key indicators. There are a little bit differences there between the health science universities, the general universities, autonomous colleges, and affiliated institutes or colleges. So this difference is being evident or reflected here as in the criteria 1. You can see that there are 4 matrices there, and as I told you previously that the curriculum design and development is not applicable to the UG or PG institutes, as they are affiliated institutes, and they have to adopt the syllabus that is being prescribed by their affiliating university. So here this is not applicable, and in the university, health science university and the autonomous colleges, this has been given the 50 marks weightage, the curriculum design and development. Then curriculum planning and implementation is not there in this part, but it is applicable to the UG and PG. Similarly, academic flexibility. So the key indicators are same, and the questions are also almost same. So that the marks weightage is different. Health science university, they are giving 40, and here it is 50. Then curriculum enrichment is there, it is given 40, and here it is 30. The feedback system remains the same for all the type of higher education institutes. Then the criteria second comes, that is the teaching, learning, and evaluation. So here also the difference is there. There are 7 key indicators, and among these 7 key indicators, there are the different questions and which comprises of these marks. So student enrollment and profile, catering to the student diversity, teaching learning process, teachers profile and quality, evaluation process and reforms, student performance and learning outcomes, and student satisfaction survey. Here this 30 marks, 50 marks and 60 marks, you see this is very good weightage has been given here. So student satisfaction survey is a very important thing. So that institutes should implement the practice of getting the feedback in the form of the, and then they should make the students sensitize that there are different type of questions, and based on their perception how they should answer the questions. So this is again exercise. Then the criteria 3, that is the research and innovations and extension, and it is having the different weightages as you can see here in this slide. The promotion of the research facilities 3.1, and universities 20, and health science university 30 marks weightage is there. So I'm just mentioning the differences that is there, and the rest of the things would be self-evident and self-explanatory. The innovation ecosystem is implemented via 30 and 20 marks in the universities, health science universities, and autonomous institutes and affiliated institutes. Then consultancy, you see that here the affiliating institutes, UG or PG, usually do not provide the consultancy, so that that is not applicable to them. And in that case, the marks weightage has been reduced there. But somehow, in the another cases, the marks has been increased. So here you can see the innovation ecosystem is not applicable to the UG, but it is applicable to the PG. And then extension activities, this is very much evident or given significant marks in the affiliated UG colleges, lesser in PG colleges, autonomous colleges, and then further lesser into the universities and health sciences. So somehow NAAC has made balances among the marks. So in one matrix they have reduced the marks because that is less relevant to the particular type of higher education institutes, and increased the marks to the another one. So this is the mark system. Now come to the 4th criteria, that is the infrastructure and learning resources. So this is carrying the 100 marks weightage, and both the health science and general universities, where the infrastructure, physical facilities, library, maintenance and campus infrastructure. And in the health science university, one additional key indicator is there, that is carrying the 30 marks weightage, that is clinical equipment and laboratory learning resources, because these are applicable to the health sciences, health science programs. So now let me make it one thing clear here, that what is the meaning of the health science university and what is the meaning of the general university. So NAAC has make a demarcation that any university which is having more than 60% of the departments which are from the health science programs or health science discipline, the university has to go mandatorily by this manual that is prescribed for the health science university. Rest of the universities would be considered as the general universities, and there is a different manual. The 5th criteria is the student support and progression. Then the marks is almost same in both the type of universities, and this is the difference in this UG, PG and autonomous institutes. The key indicators are student support, progression, participation in activities, and alumni engagement. Then criteria 6 is related to the management aspects, that is governance, leadership and management. So here the difference is in the 2 key indicators for the universities and health science universities, that is strategy, development and deployment, and faculty empowerment strategy. Here the majority of the matrices are from the qualitative matrix, so that you have to define or you have to show the procedure by which the governance and leadership of the institute is being implemented. So there are different type of policy measures that management do, and then how well these are implemented and what are the outcome of these policy measures. The NAAC is interested to look into these aspects in this particular criteria. Then the criteria 7 is the institutional value and the best practices. So institutional values and social responsibilities is being given weightage of 50 marks. Best practices. So in this criteria 7.2, key indicator 7.2, the institution has to give the 2 activities that the institute consider as the best practices. And these practices need to be elaborated with the case studies in the prescribed format that is being given by the NAAC, and it should be uploaded as a qualitative metrics. So these practices needed to be what the NAAC is looking for, that whatever the document plan or policy measure or the practice measure that you are giving from the every corner of the institutes, from the different stakeholders, how well these things are being implemented and what are the outcome of these activities. The NAAC is interested in looking into or assessing to do this type of activities. So best practices is one of the important thing. Then institution distinctiveness, then how the situatedness of the institute is helpful in providing the higher education. Then there are certain questions I have taken from the manual of the health science universities, like in the criteria 1, there's a percentage of the new degree programs, because the universities are having autonomy to introduce the new programs. So that's why they are weightage. There is a weightage for these program, fellowship diploma introduced by the institute, and these are the types of documents that needed to be prepared or to be compiled and uploaded on the portal while SSR being submitted. So list of the new programs, academic council or board of studies meeting. So these things needed to be documented appropriately. The interdisciplinary courses under the program offered by the university during the last 5 years. See, in the NAAC, few matrices are there where around in the health science university around 46 matrices are there where this the data of the 5 years is being demanded. I will share you in the subsequent sessions the for which matrix the 5-year data is required, for which metrics the current year data is required, for which metrics immediately preceding year data is required. So this is the type of questions that is being asked by the NAAC. Then in the criteria 2, this e-content development, NAAC is having the very much focus on the ICT enabled tools uses and the creation by the faculty members. So there are a few questions. Then the research part in the grant of the research projects or clinical research projects that is applicable to the health science university, while the clinical research is not being done in the general university, so that the general research would be counted. The number of patents, copyrights published, awarded, or technology transferred. So these are the things that are related to the criteria 3, that is the research. Then how many students have passed in the different competitive examinations, and then the marks are being allotted in to this. And then the institution, whether the institution, this is in the criteria 6, this role of the IQAC, that is internal quality assurance cell. The NAAC is giving very much emphasis on functioning of the IQAC, so that whatever the activities of the IQAC perform at the higher education institute, that needed to be appropriately documented, because during the presentation of the principal or the head of the institute, the quality assurance, this is one of the important things that needed to be highlighted, that we are having a different quality assurance cell, and this cell is working in these area directions for the quality initiative, quality sustenance, and then quality enhancement. So the every institutes must be having the mechanism of the academic and administrative audit. So academic audit means that how well you are monitoring your academic activities, and whether this audit process is being implemented or not. So let me share you with one example at our university where I was working previously, that there the 11 constituent institutes were there, and 54 departments were there, and in that the monitoring to make the transparency in the monitoring system, what we used to do, that we have made a team from one department of the medical science would be going to the engineering department, and the engineering department would go to the dental department, and dental would go to the physiotherapy, and physiotherapy will go to the nursing, and nursing would go to the pharmacy, and pharmacy will go to the hotel management likewise, so that they will be assessing the things without in the unbiased manner. And in that, the administrative audit, academic audit would be conducted, and if there are certain points, they would be raised by the auditors, and then they would be notified to the institute head and then department head, and they will rectify and then further support the compliance report to the internal quality assurance cell. So that in this manner, the quality initiative has been initiated, then it has been, there's a mechanism to sustain the quality, and then over the period of time, based on the feedback of the auditors and the other stakeholders, the quality certainly would increase. So this is the role of the IQAC that needed to be played here. Now, what is the eligibility criteria for the assessment and accreditation by NAAC? That is that I narrated already, that the institution who are past at least 2 batches graduated, they would be eligible to apply. But nowadays, recently, the NAAC has given the provision of the provisionally accredited colleges, and in which the institute which is 1 year old even, that can be provisionally accredited by the NAAC. And for the universities, more than 60%, I previously narrated. Hello, sir. I'm audible, sir. Adi, sir.
Yes, sir, you're audible. Yes, sir, you're audible.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah.
So next,
good.
yes, sir. Next, this is the eligibility criteria, but now the things have been changed. Then we will take another session on the provisional accredited colleges and what is the meaning of that, and which are the institutes eligible for that. Then now, after doing whole of this exercise, the NAAC provides the grades and accreditation status. So NAAC is calculating the whole process, combining the qualitative metrics, the quantitative metrics, the student satisfaction survey, the peer team report. All the things would be combined together, and then the marks out of 1000 would be converted into the CGPA, that is cumulative grade points average for the each criteria, and then average of this each criteria would be the final outcome of the NAAC assessment in terms of grade. If the scores come on the scale of 4, between 3.51 to 4, the NAAC would be giving the highest grade. It is considered as the highest grade, that is A++. 3.626 to 3.5, it would be A+. 3.01 to 3.25, it would be A. 2.76 to 3.0, it would be B++, and 2.51 to 2.75 is the B+. So now the NAAC has mandated that all the institutes must be having at least this grade, B+ grade, in order to continue as a higher education institute and offering this. So over the period of time, gradually, of course, it's not possible in coming 2-3 years. It would take certain time, but NAAC is consistently in the direction to make the institutes come forward and getting this accreditation institute. Because as the Saraf sir in his introductory session in this keynote address has mentioned there, that this is a very good opportunity for the introspection, because we are doing the things and we are considering that we are doing very good. But if certain criteria are there, and against which if we assess ourselves, then we come to know that okay, we are where we are falling, where we are lagging behind, and what the other institutes are doing, what are their good practices. So by looking into the another practices, we can improve ourselves. So this is a self-assessment exercise, and then this accreditation is if sir has told that the accreditation and the admission and all these things are byproduct. If we are maintaining the quality and sustaining it and improving the continuously the quality aspects, then certainly the things would be done in a fantastic manner. Then this assessment process comprises of the 3 segments that I already narrated: self-assessment, self-study report, that is SSR, student satisfaction survey, and the peer team report. Now, while we will moving towards this NAAC manual for the different type of institutes. So there are different type of terms that you would be encountering with them, and then this is the QLM type of metrics, that is qualitative metrics, where the descriptive question is there, 500 words, you have to answer that. I already briefed previously. Then quantitative metric, that is QNM, it is mentioned, abbreviation is there in the matrices. Then The quantitative matrix means the objective data is there and that is to be provided in the Excel format. Then SSR means the self-study report that comprises the whole 125 or 115 questions in terms of health science or general university. Then triple S is the student satisfaction survey. IQAC means the internal quality assurance cell, which will be the steering committee or the guiding committee for the whole university. It is the nodal committee that will be initiating all the quality sustenance and measures. Then the program is there. Program means because usually in the NAAC terminology there is a difference between the program and the course. And usually these are used interchangeably, but NAAC is having the defined meaning of that. The program means any degree or diploma program like B.Pharm or MBBS or BDS, while the course means a subject in that human anatomy and physiology is one course. Then pharmaceutical engineering is another course. The pharmaceutics formulation development is the one course. So this is the subjects for which the examination is there. Let it be the practical, let it be the theory. It would be counted as one course. Then consultancy means that if the institute is getting any financial aspects from the other institutes by providing their expertise in the different area, it would be considered as a consultancy. Extension activities means the aspect of education that emphasizes on the neighborhood services. That's mean the institution where it is located and how through its activities it is giving benefit to the society in the nearby area. ICT means the information and communication technology that consists of the dataware, software, hardware, networks, media collection, voice, text, data, images, etc. Then interdisciplinary research means that in the one discipline, the department is involved here, and the interpretation of the concerned content of the subject needs the two departments' expertise. It would be considered as the interdisciplinary research. Then outreach activities means then how well you are reaching to the community and for the different aspects and while interacting with them. So here is the general process for the NAAC accreditation and assessment process. So I would brief you out the whole process. Here, how from where to the institute has to initiate, and up to the announcement of the grading. So as I already mentioned in the previous talk, that the NAAC has made the whole process ICT enabled and it is online. So the institute has to go to the Higher Education Institute registration process on the NAAC website. So one can go to the NAAC website and then there they can find out the Higher Education Institution registration, register institute. Then they will ask you the different documents. So there are certain prerequisites to become enrolled on the NAAC portal, registered on the NAAC portal. One is that the institute must be having given the IQAC, the All India Survey on the Higher Education. IQAC data is to be submitted for the previous year. There would be one IQAC code, and that IQAC code is mandatory while doing this Higher Education Institute registration. Then there is the approval letter or this approval letter from the regulatory authority is required. Let it be ACT or PCI or BCI or NCI, Nursing Council of India, or MCI. Now it is NMC. So these documents needed to be there depending upon the type of institute. If it is university, then the UGC approval is required. After the registration on the portal of NAAC, the next part comes is the institutional information for the quality assessment, that is known as the IIQA. In that, the NAAC asks the basic parameters or basic like how many students are there, how many programs you are running there, how many faculty members are enrolled there, what are the percentage, pass percentage, and how many students are passing in the outgoing batch. Likewise, there are certain basic questions. So these will making the denominator, and based on that, the next matrices would be evaluated. Okay, so total number of students are 1000, and 500 students participated in particular activity, then the 50% would be calculated likewise. So this IIQA is to be submitted after this HEI registration is there. But once the IIQA is submitted, within 45 days, you need to have the SSR submitted to the NAAC. So it is always better that we first prepare the SSR, the self-study report, make the preparation of that, doing the full documentation exercise, and then you apply for the IIQA. Of course, you keep the data which are required from the IIQA with you because they will help you out in assessing yourself. Then IIQA would be submitted, and then NAAC would assess this IIQA. They will check the certain parameters, whether the institute is affiliated or to the particular university, or the document is required from this previous whole the programs which are being regulated under the regulatory authority, whether these are approved, the approvals required, they would need to be uploaded on the IIQA. And then once the NAAC is satisfied that all the things are okay, then they will say that now you can submit the SSR. Once the SSR is submitted, then the process of the data validation and verification. What is the meaning of DVV? That is data validation and verification by the third party. And then SSR is submitted, then the pre-qualifier score would be calculated, and if it is above the 25%, then the NAAC would proceed for the peer team visit. If it is not so, then they will say that you have to wait for another 6 months, and then you can reapply for that. Then preparation towards the student satisfaction survey. Once these two things would be over, that is the SSR and this before peer team visit, the NAAC would be giving the mails to the students. They will get the data, they will calculate the score of the student satisfaction survey. And in case of university, the number should be minimum 500. If the institute is there, then it is 100, or the 10% of that whole strength, whichever is less. Then there would be a peer visit to the site where the institute is located, and then afterwards overall this the parameters will be calculated, and the NAAC would announce the institutional grading. Then SSR and DVV, the SSR data files to be uploaded on the portal as per the templates given by the NAAC. And then DVV process in the criteria 3, the research publication and the process, they will be taking from the InflipNet, that is bibliometric data collection would be there, and the score would be calculated accordingly. And then to satisfaction survey process, then once you have submitted the SSR data, if the NAAC is having any confusion, or the DVV is having any confusion that this particular document is not clear, or you have to make the document more supplement document is required, then they will intimate you to the deviations, and then NAAC would be given certain time, 15 days time, and then within these 15 days, the institute has to rectify the query and upload the required details on the NAAC portal. All the things would be done on the online dashboard of the higher education institute. Nothing would be exchanged in the form of hard copy. Then higher education institutes submitted the clarification responses to the DVV. NAAC again verify that, and once this DVV is satisfied, the second level verification, if it is required, that would be done, and then the final DVV report would be submitted to the NAAC. So there might be 1 or 2 or 3 cycles of the DVV clarification process. Two cycles usually are there. Then IQAC, regarding that, the institute must be having one IQAC, that is functional IQAC, having the chairperson, head of the institute would be there, few senior administrative officers, 3 to 8 teachers would be there, 1 member from the management, 1 or 2 nominees from the local society. You see, this IQAC is also having representation from the different stakeholders, society, students, alumni, employers, industrialists, stakeholders. So that this is the set criteria of forming the IQAC. And one of the senior teacher would be designated as the director of the IQAC or the coordinator of the IQAC. The functions of the IQAC is to look into the quality benchmarks and developing the different type of activities. So these are the things that are being mentioned there. Periodic assessment, academic and administrative audits, annual quality assurance report is to be submitted. Once the institute is accredited by the NAAC, then the AQAR is to be submitted by them. But the institutes which are going first time to the NAAC accreditation need not to submit these things. So here is my presentation, and just I would like to, I would be glad to answer if any questions are there. So Dr. Ajit, we can we unmute the participants so that they can
Yes,
ask?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely.
So this is the question and answer session, and afterwards there would be summation of this session by Honorable Chairman of the session, Professor Vipin Singh. So the question and answer session is open to the audience. If anybody is having any question, either you can write down on the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask the question there.
Hello. I think before going to the question sessions, we should call. Okay, I think someone has a question. Dr. Rakesh Jyoti, yes, he has the question.
Good afternoon, everyone. Dr. Mahendra, very wonderful sessions delivered by you and your organizing team. I have one question.
Yes,
So,
sir.
what is the validity of the certificate awarded by NAAC? Is there any validity if I get A plus A?
Yes, yes. There's a validity for the 5 years, and usually it is 5 years, and after the second or third cycle, it may extend up to 7 years also. The NAAC has given the accreditation period up to 7 years also. So, but usually, normally it is given for the 5 years, and then again you have to apply to the NAAC for the second cycle or subsequent cycle.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Anyone else with the question from the participants? No.
Hello, sir.
Okay. Yes, please.
Sir, first of all, I would like to thank that for wonderful session. Sir, my question is that after filling all the data on the website, that is for preliminary screening, and after that, within 45 days, we have to fill the DVV. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So if any institute fail to submit DVV, then we have to do the whole procedure from starting, or is there any penalty or like that?
No, it's not like this penalty. If so, you are trying to ask the question that if within the stipulated period of time that is being given by the NAAC, if you are unable to answer those queries, then what would happen? So in that case, NAAC is giving you an opportunity to to enrich the data or to supplement the data if it is being left during the SSR submission process. So there would be nothing like penalty or nothing this. The only thing would be that if you are not giving answer to that query, then NAAC themselves would take the decision. The DB will themselves will take the decision whether to count this particular data or not. So that your marks or weightage would be decreased in that case if you are not giving the answers which are being asked by them.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would like to invite Professor Sani to put his views on the topic and session.
Yes, sir. Professor Sani.
Yeah, I am audible to everyone.
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Very good afternoon to all the respected participants and especially the organizer. Really, I am highly thankful to the Dr. M.S. Rathore to organize such a wonderful program, which is a great value now in these days for the higher education. Already his brief about the NAAC is an autonomous process. If you increase your brand value in the entire whole of the entire country as well as to the internationally, you should have to have the NAAC accreditation. Now other part is the QS ranking, third part is the our NIF ranking, but it play a very vital role if you up your brand value in the entire whole of the country as well as to the internationally. Dr. Rathore, you give the emphasis on the system generated evaluation process. Here I
Yes.
want to mention one more thing to everyone
Yes.
that the measurement of the qualitative and the quantitative, it should be clear. Dr. Rathore brief about the qualitative and the quantitative metrics in a very wonderful way. Another things, Dr. Rathore emphasizes upon all the student satisfaction survey. Being as a part of my university as a NAAC accredited by A++, we are having the great values. We are having a great evaluation process for all the each and every student satisfaction survey. And lastly, the Dr. Rathore give the emphasis and give the values on the IQAC. IQAC is a play very vital role. Suppose any NAAC peer team visit to your institute, they will ask only and only for the each and everything from the IQAC director only. So that IQAC director should be appointed in the institute for the NAAC accreditation, having a great knowledge. And he brief about each and everything to the NAAC peer team visit. He know about the each and every aspect parameter, qualitative and the quantitative parameter of the whole of the institute. Dr. Rathore brief about the IQA and the SSR and the ICT inbuilds. Each and everything mentioned by the Dr. MS Rathore is a wonderful such a presentation. I'm really thankful to the Dr. MS Rathore for a wonderful presentation. Thanks to the chair, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So any other questions? Yes, we are going to, Dr. Nikunjana, we are going to discuss all the criteria one by one in our upcoming lectures. Our, resource persons will discuss all the sessions, all the criteria in upcoming lectures. Rathore, sir, you are on mute.
So the question is being asked about the student satisfaction survey. So okay, this is being asked by Sucharita madam to all. So would like to brief you out here that this student satisfaction survey is a process by which the NAAC try to assess or try to get the information or feedback in the terms of, you can say, is a sort of feedback that is being taken by NAAC on the 21 or 22 questions. These questions are being given to the student's email, and this process is online. There is a multiple choice question. Then the student has to select the score in each question, and then in the last question they have to give the descriptive feedback. So based on their responses, because suppose how much course has been covered by the institute. So in general, 80%, if it is more than 85%, score is 4. If it is 80 to 70%, so there are certain questions, 21 questions. So these questions would be asked to the students, and the student will give feedback. The feedback would be given directly to the NAAC. This is the process in which the institute would not come into the picture. They will take because what institute has to do in this satisfaction survey, they have to supply the information of the student, like their name, enrollment ID, email, telephone number, mobile number, all these things to the NAAC, and then the NAAC peer team would randomly select few students, and then they will shoot the mail to them. Unko mail bhejenge, they will send the mail, and the student will respond. If suppose student do not respond, then they will select another set of students and they will send them. So until unless their this 10% number is completed, or this is not completed, then the process is not over, and this process extends over 1 month, and afterwards this peer team visit would be initiated. I hope your question is answered, Sucharita ji. Yeah, it's done. Oily. So I think Dr. Ajit, it would be better if you can unmute yourself and ask the question directly. So because this is the session where we can interact with each other.
That would be great.
you can express your question more elaborately, and I would be able to answer in
Yes.
such manner.
Yes. And definitely, as Madam has asked, we have each criteria in each session in upcoming days.
Yeah.
All the criteria will be described completely by our eminent speakers and resource persons.
Sir, very good afternoon. And I'm Sucharita from Seven Hills College of Pharmacy, Tirupati.
Okay, ma'am.
And thank you so much for the good and informative talk today, sir. And as you said regarding this student satisfaction survey, the email IDs and the contacts of all the students is been sent for every academic year, or it's been only once for the whole 5
No.
years of.
This is once in the 5 years, and once you are accredited, then subsequently you have to submit the SSR. Oh, sorry, this AQAR, Annual Quality Assurance Report, and in this AQAR also you have to submit the data.
Regarding this student satisfaction survey.
Yes.
Okay, because last year we don't have the provision of submitting all that email IDs of the students for the SSR, sir. So the last year we didn't done that, and this year we couldn't find. So I'm just having some confusion in that where to submit and what to submit. That's why I posed this question.
No,
sir.
no, that would be with the SSR or AQAR only, not separately. You need not to give anything separately to the NAAC.
Okay, sir.
This is a part of the process. Once you are applying for the SSR, then you have to submit this data.
Okay, then. So once we got accreditation and we are in a tenure of that accreditation of 5 years.
Yes.
So during these 5 years,
AQAR, with the AQAR submission, you have to submit the data.
Yeah, we are submitting AQARs. So in that AQARs also we need to submit the data, right, sir?
Yes.
Or after that 4.5 year, whenever we are submitting again
Yes.
IIQ and SSR,
Yes.
that time we need to submit.
Yes, this is the case.
Means like in AQAR we have to submit, or after completion of 4.5 years?
After completion of 4.5 years, in AQAR 2.7 is there. If they are asking, then you have to give the data, or else at the time of SSR submission, you have to give the this Excel sheet to the NAAC in the next cycle.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Any other questions?
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Kamal Yadav, sir. Yeah, sir. Boli, sir.
Sir, a small request, sir. Due to some technical error, we are unable to listen the full lecture.
Okay.
Sir, if possible, send to whatever PPT, sir, other things, sir. Right?
Sir, this particular session is being streamed live also. So if you missed that particular parts, so that you can we can share you the YouTube link, and in that YouTube link you can listen this whole lecture again.
Sir, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, sir. Okay. Welcome, sir.
Okay. Anyone else? Any question? Sir, if not, then I think we can, meet everyone again tomorrow morning at 11:30.
Yes, sir. If any announcement is there, you please make it, sir, so that people should join to the WhatsApp link, because majority of the information would be shared through the WhatsApp.
That is very important announcement. Yes, I forgot to tell you about. You all must get one email. You got yesterday also, reminder emails also you got. Please join the WhatsApp group link, because all the discussions would be, happening there. All the discussions and information will be circulated in the WhatsApp group. So I request everyone to join the WhatsApp group. You all have the links, with you. I will share the link here in the chat box also once more. So anyone, everyone who has registered can join the WhatsApp group. Please join the WhatsApp group. It's very much important, very, to circulate the information through.
So I request to all the participants that please provide the feedback in the chat box about the session, and in the coming session if anything is left in this presentation. So also that we are trying to input the quality aspects in these presentations also.
Yes,
So taking
yes,
the feedback, and
definitely.
then if any improvement is required, then we shall do this thing further, certainly.
Yes, definitely.
So if feedback would be given, then it would be useful.
Yes. Anything, or if not now, then we can discuss in the group also about the feedbacks and all. No problem.
Yes, sir. That's not an issue, sir.
Yeah, that's not an issue. Okay, so shall we wind up there?
Yes, we can. If nothing is to be said, because
I
the
think no
time.
questions right now, so we can meet them tomorrow, and it's I think high time for the lunch.
Hello,
as well.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Tara
Sir,
Charan ji.
hello,
Mr.
yes, sir.
Narayan is here. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir. Sir, actually, I forgot to register for FDP, and I would like to register for that. I just got that link from yesterday's session, which was happened on medical writing part. So, is it possible to register now for this FDP?
Yes, sir. No problem. You
Because
can
I have
register
not
now.
done.
No
Yes,
problem,
sir.
sir. You can register now.
So the link, can you share sir link with me so I can register for that, because I have attended morning session completely, and
No
onward
problem.
session I want to attend.
Sir, no problem. So, do you have any number of us, Dr. Rathor or mine?
Yeah, I have your number.
Sir, please send me just hi in my WhatsApp. I'll share the links there.
Okay, 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 sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Of course, so.
I think somebody is there. Is there somebody I want to ask? I hear some voice. Okay, some disturbance might be there.
Yeah. So Dr. Rathod was very informative session and very wonderful start for this FDP. And I want to thank you for coming up with this need of the hour topic, and joining hands with us and IQAC, and we are happy to collaborate as well, and we are coming up with many more projects with Dr. Rathod.
Yeah.
In future as well, and where we are establishing facilities as Geetanjali. So thank you very much, sir, and we'll see you tomorrow and see everyone tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining the session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you to all the participants, and I would just appeal to the participants that you please go through the manual, and then we would be having our experts with us, so that whatever the queries you are having, and later on also we will be associated. Then certainly we have initiated this process. Then we will go along with this.
Yes.
And you just go through this thing and keep your questions ready, so that the next session you can ask to the question and answer session.
I urge everyone to ask as much as possible questions you can ask, and clear the queries, because your one query can clear the doubts for all the participants, all the 200 participants.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so thank you, everyone. Have a great day, and yes, it's a lunch time. Thank you for joining. Bye bye. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Take care.
Thank you. Bye, sir.
Okay, sir. Bye.